Welcome to Lunch Break Reviews. This is a podcast about the things you love and the voices that do and don't. Each episode, I will travel the realms of awesomeness and take a look at the best good and bad reviews I can find based on title alone on this week's current movies. We will evaluate some reviews and I'll even give you my thoughts as well, all so you can make up your own damn mind if you want to watch it in under 30 minutes. At least I'm going to try. I'm sure we'll even get into TV and comics from time to time. I'm the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Brad Levyton, and this is Lunch Break Reviews with new episodes at least every Sunday. So today, or this week, the biggest movies that came out this week is Transformers 1 and Never Let Go. So this is the match. It is Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, or actually, not really this time, but it is Orion Pax, soon-to-be leader of the Autobots, and D16 versus Halle Berry. Will Oscar Gold reign supreme? We will find out. But let's take a look at the last week's box office first. We got running on top is going to be Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice came in at $51 million. Speak No Evil in second place at $11 million. Deadpool and Wolverine at $5.2 million, still in there. The controversial Am I Racist came in at with $4.5 million. Above Reagan at 2.9, and in sixth place in the box office, The Killer's Game at $2.7 million. This week, the movies that came out: Transformers 1, Never Let Go of the Substance, What We Find on the Road, A Mistake, and Happy Close, a film about Patricia Field, all came out. Now, let's go get into our movies for the week. I did watch Transformers 1. I did not watch Never Let Go. Not something I was going to go to at this time. I get other stuff that I wanted to get done. So next week is going to be a big movie week for me, but I'll explain that a little bit later. So Transformers 1 released on September 20th, 2024. Right now, it's currently sitting at a 7.9 out of 10. It's a rating scale. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's at an 88% on the tomato meter and a 98% on the popcorn meter, the old audience score. The IMDb synopsis for Transformers 1 is the untold story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, better known as sworn enemies, but once were friends, bonded like brothers who changed the fate of Cybertron forever. The main cast of this is directed by Josh Cooley, written by Eric Pearson, Andrew Barr, and Gabriel Ferrari. Main star is Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax / Optimus Prime. D16 is Megatron. Henry Tyree. Scarlett Johansson is Elita 1. Keegan-Michael Key is B127. Steve Buscemi is Starscream. Lawrence Fishburne is Alphatron. John Hamm is Sentinel Prime. Vanessa Liguori is Arachnid. Arachnid, I guess is what it is. Here's some critics' reviews here. So the critics' concession. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. I will try to get that, make that better. The critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is dramatically satisfied with a dash of good humor. Transformers 1 suggests that animation might be the optimal medium for this oft-adapted franchise. Now, Carlos Aguilar with the Los Angeles Times says this installment definitely benefits from the low expectations instilled by its predecessors. But that doesn't take away from how its trio of writers create a consistently humorous script brimming with witty banter and quips that mostly land. I agree. Matt Brunette with Animats Reviews from YouTube says, I can't think of a better way to describe this movie other than this is more than meets the eye. I like you, Matt Brunette with Animats. And I have to agree with that too. I rather enjoyed it. Maybe some reviews will change my mind. We'll find out. Right now, here's my review disclaimer. I base the reviews I choose solely on title alone and have not read through them. Please forgive me if I mispronunciate words. I normally no talk good. I will do my best to read them as I see it. Punctuation good, bad, and all. So let's find out what the people are saying about Transformers 1, shall we? We're going to start off with a bad review. All right, this is a long one, so hunker down. This one is called A Nostalgic Mess or a Gen Alpha Gem. All right. This is dated from the 17th of September of 2024, and I found this on IMDb, like all the reviews today. And I'll try to give this as the best that I can. Oh, Transformers 1. Where do I begin? Directed by Josh Cooley and voiced by the likes of Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, and Scarlett Johansson as Elita 1. This movie had potential, but then the robot started talking, and I realized that Transformers has truly transformed into something unrecognizable. Ooh, I see what you did there. Let's start with the dialogue. Gone are the deep robotic voices that added gravitas to these alien machines. Now, Optimus Prime sounds like he's fresh off a TikTok stream, using slang that would make a 13-year-old cringe. At one point, Bumblebee, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, says something along the lines of, "Bruh, we gotta yeet out of here before Megatron claps us." I wish I was joking. This kind of humor, if you can even call it that, dominates the film. It's a mishmash of LOL, so random jokes that and meme-worthy one-liners that feel forced and designed solely to pander to kids glued to their phones. Wouldn't you have to stop looking at your phone to watch the movie, though? Anyway, just an observation. And let's not forget the motivations for Megatron's turn to evil. What should have been a powerful emotional arc is instead reduced to a contrived, rushed backstory. 1 minute, Megatron is Optimus's closest ally. The next, he's saying something absurd like, "Why be a beta when I can alpha my way to the top?" The whole betrayal feels like it was written by someone who watched one too many influencer feuds online. There's no weight behind it, and it leaves you wondering how such an iconic villain can be done so dirty in terms of character development. Now, Scarlett Johansson as Elita 1, yes, the girl boss. She spends most of her time reminding the bumbling male Autobots how superior she is. She's smart, tough, and perfect, while the guys, Optimus included, trip over their feet and make terrible decisions that she then has to fix. It's a trope we've seen 1,000 times before, and it adds nothing new or interesting to the character. Elita 1 should have been a compelling and layered leader, but instead she's a walking checklist of strong female character cliches. Okay. And there's Bumblebee, or as I like to call him, Bumble Yammering Bee. Keegan-Michael Key take on the character is, in a word, unbearable. Every scene with him feels like a 5-minute stand-up routine with jokes that just won't land. Hey guys, why don't Autobots ever do push-ups? 'Cause we're always on the roll, ha ha ha. Really? It's not just that he's chatty, but that his constant quipping completely ruins the pacing of the action. You'll be watching an intense battle only for Bumblebee to break the tension with another dumb joke about how fast he can ghost someone on Cyber Tinder. It's exhausting. Now, I understand that Transformers 1 isn't made for me. I grew up with the original Transformers in the 80s, where the robots were actually robots, not wannabe Gen Alpha influencers with a penchant for cringe humor. This movie is clearly targeted at kids under 13, and I'm sure they'll love it. Bright colors, fast-paced action, the jokes that they'll probably get some laughs from the crowd who enjoys Fortnite dances in between math homework. But for anyone who remembers the original series, it's a tough watch. The magic of the Transformers, the sense of awe, the respect for the source material, the mythology has been replaced by a shallow, flashy cash grab that panders to the youngest demographic. If you're an adult fan, prepare to feel like you're watching a beloved childhood memory get filtered through TikTok trends and corporate focus groups. Sure, kids today might walk out of the theater thinking it was the coolest thing ever. But for the rest of us, it's a reminder that sometimes some things should have stayed in the 80s. I ended up hating it because I feel like it's just another movie where Hollywood poo poos all over my childhood. 1 out of 10 stars from me. Yeah, I'll get into my thoughts at the end after I go over all the reviews. But the fact that you're saying like it's a kids movie and then you end it with by saying Hollywood poo poos all over my childhood, dude, get a freaking tissue, man. Whatever. All right, that is my only bad review for this movie. We're gonna move on to some good reviews. All right, this is a 10 out of 10, and it's called A Proper Nod to 1986. And this is dated for the 15th of September of 2024. Warning, spoilers. With the lowest of expectations due to 2 decades of nothing but junkyard orgies, I brought my kids to the cinema thinking that this PG-rated animation would serve as a 2-hour Sunday distraction. Then came the quintessence. Alpha Trion, Energon Cubes, death of the main character, VA by the AAA cast, accompanied by great musical score. You're right. That score was freaking awesome. The 80s kid in me leaned forward in the seat, beholden, as if I were watching Transformers Generation 1, the movie, again. This is a movie where Hollywood finally gets it. It truly feels like fans of the original lore were able to give their input. From start to end, there was hardly any boring moments. The CGI is polished enough to keep it above TV levels for the next few years. If I were to nitpick, I eventually found myself comparing and hoping it would bring back the same emotions I went through during the 1986 movie. But looking at my kids, I was glad that they drew the line which shielded them from the PTSD we Gen X experienced. That was really good, man. Well, I forgot even about the song. The end song credit, I can't think of the name of it right now, was fire, 100%. But that score, yeah, I'll be downloading that here as soon as I'm done recording this podcast. So we're going to move on to the next movie. The next movie is Never Let Go. And so we got Transformers on one side. Their opponent, Never Let Go. Who's going to reign top? We're going to find out, at least for the ratings and the reviews. So, Never Let Go was also released on September 20th, 2024. IMDb is rating this at a 5.8 out of 10, with the tomato meter at a 61% and a 55% audience score or popcorn meter. Now, the IMDb synopsis is a family that has been haunted by an evil spirit for years. Their safety and their surroundings come into question when one of the children questions if the evil is real. Ooh, spooky. All right, main cast is directed by Alexander Aja, written by Casey Coughlin and Ryan Graspy. Main stars is Halle Berry as Mama, Anthony B. Jenkins, William Carlett, Stephanie Levine as the evil, Matthew Kevin Anderson as the stranger. The critics' consensus on this movie: director Alexander Aja's latest horror offering boasts anxiety-inducing atmosphere and a committed performance from Halle Berry, although audience will have to let go of some storytelling. Expect to enjoy the ride. Melissa Hannon with Horror Geek Life says, fresh score. In an already fantastic year for horror, Never Let Go is another standout release. It features great performances, plenty of horror and twists, and turns that will keep you guessing. Dark Sky Lady with Dark Sky Lady Reviews says, while Never Let Go could have benefited from more subtle tension, it still delivers within the genre thanks to a trio of actors who masterfully sell the horror. And again, here is my review disclaimer. I base the reviews I choose solely on title alone and have not read through them. Please forgive me if I mispronunciate words. I normally know talk good. I'll do my best to read them as I see it, punctuation good, bad, and all. So let's find out what the people are saying about Never Let Go. I have a bad review. This is a 1-star review. dated the 20th of September of 2024. And this is called probably the worst horror movie I've ever seen. Warning, spoilers. So I will start with the positives. Great acting from most people involved in the film. Maybe except Halle Berry, which is just straight up lower than mediocre, to use better words. Costumes are nice and also the monsters. Everything else is absolutely horrible. Halle Berry, which I consider to be quite decent in that as actress, is horrible here. Maybe it's because of the writing. I really don't know. But one thing I know is that I didn't like her character one bit. It didn't seem to be the type of mother in this movie to actually love her kids. She has to feed them because they depend on her, not because she actually loves them. She has to treat their wounds because nobody else can. And don't even get me started on the food she provides them. I mean, I sort of get it, but really, there's nothing in the wood, and the wood's enough nutritious other than what she offers. Really? She even abuses her children by locking them in the floor. Supposedly, that cures them of, well, your guess is as best as mine. I guess darkness, evil, their sins, nobody knows, and I guess we just have to accept that. And she does it even if one of the kids can't even walk. Absolutely nothing she does reeks of motherly love. And the evil in here is the most uninspiring thing ever. Just give it a name, describe it somehow. No, we just have to accept that the evil is evil and it corrupts you if it touched you. And that's it. Also, accept that a piece of rope tied to the house actually protects you from set against evil. Also, the fact that evil corrupted all the world except them when that's simply not the case. Was the evil even real or something the mother just made up? And at the end, the evil was able to enter the house anyway, and we don't even see it entering. Probably it just teleported. Also, one of the kids defeated evil inside the floor just by trapping inside with him. Gosh, I can't with this one. It's literally the worst horror movie I've ever seen. Okay. Let's you know what? Let's go on to some good reviews. I got some shorter good reviews. All right, this is a good review. This is a 9 out of 10 because I couldn't find any 10s. And this one is called Get Over It from the 19th of September of 2024. Warning, spoilers. I see negative reviews about this movie, but in all honesty, it was way better than Longlegs. And I think that's why people are really mad. Calling this trash and praising Longlegs seems like a race thing. Anywho, this movie is fire. From the beginning to the end, I was on the edge of my seat. The acting, the storyline, the jump scares, everything was on point. And I'm not even hater. What? And I'm not even hater or close to being racist because Alien was even better than Longlegs. Okay, that sentence doesn't make any sense. Whatever, keep going. It seems like when the horror movie was a black cast, it gets hate for no giving reason. I'm sick of it. Never Let Go is the freaky movie of the year. All right, I don't know. I haven't watched yet. I can only say what I talk to people going out of the movie because I do marketing for a movie theater, and every person that I saw, and I probably talked to probably 15 or 20 people that I talked to, said it was either just okay or not good at all. So there's that. Here is another good review. Okay, this one is called. This is an 8 out of 10 because I only had one 9 review that I could find and 0 10s. Is it real or just their imagination? Dated for the 21st of September, 2024. Warning, spoilers. I noticed a lot of people giving this movie negative reviews, but what if we view it from a different perspective? Is it about never let go, or is it about never escaping your family's bigotry? All right. Spoiler alert. From the start, it's clear that this isn't your typical story. Instead of telling her children fairy tales, the mother fills their heads with stories about the ghosts lurking outside. She insists that they are the only survivors left in the world. Both she and her sons must tie themselves to ropes, supposedly to protect them from the ghosts. She constantly reminds them, never let go. When the twins accidentally let go of the ropes while calling for help, take note, they see nothing. Only the mother can see these so called ghosts. Are they real or just figments of her imagination? There's a chilling moment when, after returning home, the mother uses a knife to force her sons to kneel. What kind of mother would do that? She even locks her children individually in the dark, cramped basements, demanding they reflect on how they would feel if someone they loved disappeared. It's all psychological manipulation. She's making her children believe in something they cannot see, convincing them she's protecting them. At this point, it seems likely that the mother is suffering from schizophrenia. She's determined to keep her sons with her forever. The younger twin begins to realize that there's a stark difference between how he and his mother perceive the woods, and he tries to prove something is wrong with her. But the ghost stories have already rooted themselves too deeply in the children's minds they can't escape. If you pay attention, you'll notice that the ghosts never actually harm anyone. Even in the storehouse scene, when the ghost scares the mother, it doesn't force her to commit suicide. She chooses to do that. The family's bigotry runs so deep that the older twin starts imagining things, eventually killing real people and even burning his brother alive. It's eerily similar to what their mother did to her family. She shot everyone. The younger twin is perceptive. He tries to break free from the ropes that the house and the crazy beliefs, but in the end, he doesn't have the strength or courage to follow through. After all, he's just a little boy, raised under the control of a deeply disturbed mother. When the house burns down, he returns to the basement, a sign that he's still trapped by the family's twisted mindset. In the end, when the older twin says she still loves me more, and we see the mother's hand resting on the shoulder in the photograph, it suggests he'll be the next to carry on the curse. All right. There's the reviews. And my movie experiences for this week is I was Transformers 1. I watched with my good buddy Brian S. Dennis, where the S stands for Orion Pax. And we're taking a break from Nerd Positive this week so he can watch football. And we decided to go hang out and do the Transformers 1 thing. My wife and kid were gone, so made perfect timing for it to come out. It was awesome. I loved it. Both of us are huge nerds, huge fans of the original Transformers, and I just had good vibes the entire time. I watched the movie at the B&B Theaters in Ankeny in a grand screen, which is 60 by 40. Why I wanted to watch them, dude, I am such a huge fan of Transformers. Love the movies, even the bad ones. It's like Star Wars. I love it all. Maybe not, okay, maybe not all, but Transformers, I'm usually pretty good. So my rating of the movie of Transformers 1, I'm not going to give a personal rating of Never Let Go since I haven't watched it. But I would give Transformers 1 out of a 1 out of 10. Following the IMDb, I would give it a solid 9. And I would give it a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes as well. I think Transformers 1, when you don't have to have a perfect movie for me to enjoy it. I really liked The Killer's Game, and it was a horrible movie. I think movie fog matters. How immersed is the movie going to make me into that, bring me into their thing? And I'm going to scale this on a 1 to 5. And Transformers 1 knocked out of the park. That is a 5 of the movie fog. I liked it. And the funny thing about like Transformers 1, I went into it not thinking I was going to like it. I'm like, you know what? I'm still not sure about Chris Hemsworth. I'm not sure about the voice cast of everything. Brian Henry Tyree. And I ended up it being fine. It was absolutely fine. By the end, you felt the growing of into that character. You could almost hear Peter Cullen in Chris Hemsworth. You could almost hear Henry Welker in Brian Henry Tyree. It was amazing and just well done. Bravo, bravo. So far, it's my favorite animated movie, and it's probably going to be my top 5 for the year, unless some big things come out. And there is good chances for that. So, on with my ratings. Man, my best actor of the week is probably going to go to. This is going to be all Transformers. Um, Chris Hemsworth. Man, you took big shoes to fill with Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime, and you did it, man. You freaking rocked it. Favorite character of the week. Again, you know what? No, I'm gonna say Brian Henry Tyrese Megatron D16. It was really cool to see them have that relationship before. Do I think it changes anything for the future of Transformers? No, not really. I want to see them build on that more, a lot more though. My least favorite actor of the week. Um, no, I don't know. I don't think I got one. If I had to guess, probably Michael Keegan Hall, but I didn't mind him as B. I thought he was fine. I thought he was funny, um, and I laughed. So I would say that is on the my that's only because I have to. My show stealer of the week is Chris Hemsworth because I was really, really not sure he could do it. Now, this week in the IMD battle, Transformers is at a 7.9 over Never Let Go's 5.8. And Rotten Tomatoes, all right, it was at 88% on the tomato meter, which the Never Let Go is a 61, and there was a 98 on the popcorn meter minus the 55. So, way to go, Transformers. You won this week. Congratulations. Some things you can look forward to next week is some movies that are coming out. Megapolis, Lee, The Wild Robot, Bagman, and Notice to Quit. I think I'm going to do my best to go see Megalopolis and The Wild Robot. TV coming out this week, we have Rescue High Surf, Matlock, Brilliant Minds, Murder in a Small Town, and Grotesquerie, which looks freaking awesome. Excuse me, and some comics that are coming out. Detective Comics, Saga, Wolverine Revenge, Zatanna, Bring Down the House. If you're not reading Zatanna, Bring Down the House, you absolutely should be. So now it's time for you to decide on the two. Did you watch both of them? If so, what did you think? Let me know. Comment me. Let me know. Maybe do I need to go see Never Let Go? Am I missing something? Where would you rank it? Will you go see it? What was your favorite of the week? Who will win the box office race at the end? I'm going to post more good and bad reviews specifically on TikTok and YouTube, I do believe. If you want to find me friendly and follow me at Facebook at Nerd Positive, TikTok at Nerd Positive 1, TikTok again at movies.bs. That's my work TikTok. We do an office parody. We're going out in the community and doing some stuff there, plus some funny stuff at work and just all stuff with the theater if you want to be up to date with all the events and everything. On Instagram, the Fandemic1, and YouTube at Nerd Positive 1. If you feel there's more of a conversation, feel free to reach out and let's talk to me. You'll be the next guest on Nerd Positive. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/nerdpositive, patreon.com/nerdpositive. You go to PayPal or Venmo at Bradley Butin. I'm not going to say no. And most importantly, share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review so more people like you, lovely person, can find me. All right. If you like this, check out all other stuff. Nerd Positive as well. Brian and I talk and try to get some other conversations going as well. If you want to support me in my kids' books endeavors, I got Leveling My Awesome and Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders. No, okay. This match, Transformers versus Never Let Go. Transformers is the clear winner in my book right now. We are at 29 minutes and 26 seconds. All right.